Hey everybody, Jamie from the Rain Doctors YouTube channel, and I got a story for you guys today. Well, a story and a video, obviously. A customer brought in a 7.5 Merc that has a leaking prop shaft seal. Nothing major, or was it? I haven't completed the video yet. I'm actually just starting the introduction to it, but I did work a little bit on the engine already, so I know what I'm in store for. But let's back up a little bit. The other day I had a live stream and I was talking to, I believe, another tech, a retired tech on there. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name, but he was talking about working in saltwater, and I kind of giggled to myself and said, well, I don't have saltwater around here. It's nothing that I have to worry about. I'm in the middle of Canada. But anyway, this 7.5 comes in, and guess what? It's not from around here. It's from somewhere where brackish water or salt water is. So I've got all this rust now that I have to contend with. The gear case itself came off easily. We'll get to that. But I've run into another problem, or actually a big problem. I need to work on the prop shaft seal, but I can't get the prop off. So we're going to see what I do to get, or attempt to get, that prop off. As I've mentioned, I haven't got it off yet. I've done some work, but not that. Also, the customer assumed that gear oil was leaking out of this case, and it's not gear oil, it's grease. So someone's attempted to repair that prop shaft seal before, wasn't able to, filled the case with grease instead. So I need to get that prop off. I need to swap out that seal and refill it with gear oil and clean it all out to get that grease out. And when I did take the case off and I put it in my vise, I noticed that grease was also coming out of another area, which, well, is a bad thing because it's an area where I shouldn't see grease. I didn't inspect it any further because I had other stuff that I wanted to get around to doing. So we need to return to that, and hopefully it's not water was in the case and broke the case as it froze. But let's get to that video. Okay, so how do we know that this might have been in salt water? If we take a look at those screws and those bolts, they're rusty, which leads us to believe that it's been in salt water or brackish water. Or underwater, one of the two. Something happened to this thing. We don't see evidence of sand and whatnot in there, so if it was underwater, they cleaned it out. But yeah, there's rust everywhere. All right, let's go take a look at that gear case. All right, I want to start with the shaft. So the drive shaft itself is in good shape. Water pump, the prop that doesn't want to come off. So yesterday I went ahead and I sprayed it with bolt out. So it sat for about 24 hours now. I sprayed it twice. Sat for about 24 hours now. Maybe it'll come off. I haven't tried it yet today. This is what I've been using. So giving it some love taps to see if it'll pop out. If that doesn't do it, then I have to figure out a different way to get it off. And I'm thinking put blocks on either side and then drive the prop shaft down and away. I'm hoping that that'll do it. I think what I'm gonna do though is check inside here, because that's where I'm seeing that other gear oil come out. And sorry, not gear oil, grease was coming out of there. So I'm concerned about that. So I gotta take a closer look at that. And I'll also pull that water pump off and make sure that we don't have corrosion down inside here where the seal is for the shaft, because then I won't need to get that prop off if that shaft is all rusted out. So let's get to taking those parts off. So he didn't mention any problems with overheating or anything, so we'll take a look at the water pump and see if it's okay. But like I said, we're going in here to check that seal, is what we're going in to check. Okay, let's pop this out of there. All right, so the water pump impeller definitely needs to be changed. I'll let you guys take a closer look. You can see how they're all twisted, and they're not going to straight. And another thing we're worried about right now is this. That's evidence that that seal is leaking. We're not even in there yet, and we know there's a problem. Where's that key? Okay, the key's out. Another prying utensil here. Why do you not want it to lift out? There we go. And up. Okay. So there's that seal. The seal looks okay, but we also saw that there was grease on the back side of there. We go. So that looks like there's just water. So where did this pick up its grease from? Or, well, maybe that's from the top? But it was underneath, so it's got to be from the bottom. Okay, so we want to look at that shaft and make sure the shaft is okay. The shaft looks like it's okay, but what's this? What's this stuff? What's that mess? Oh, grease. So that's that grease that I saw running down when I flipped this over on its side, the way I had it set up when I was trying to take the prop off. Now, why? Why is there grease there? This O-ring looks like it was sealing, so the grease could have came out beside the O-ring and got in there. It could have came out this shifter seal, but then we would see grease running down the side of this. We don't see that. I wonder if this case is broken. I'm going to clean that out. So if it is indeed water that got into the case and it broke the case, I can't fix that because there will be a hairline crack somewhere. So let's get to investigating the case and see if we can fix it. Remember, if this case is cracked, we're done. Unless I could find a used one. I don't have a used one here, but let's not jump the gun yet. Let's see if we can get it clean and see what's going on in here. I don't see any cracks. So I don't know how that grease got there. I guess the only way I'm going to find this out is if I pressure test the gear case and see if I can get some air coming out of here. I guess that's probably going to be my next step. I know that I'm going to get some leakage through the prop shaft seal because I know that is leaking. But I'm gonna go ahead and put my pressure test on here. I'll put some water down, some soapy water down inside there and see if I get some, oh, you know what? Yeah, it'll work. I gotta put this all back together first though, obviously, because I gotta plug up that hole. All right, I'll need a few minutes. All right, I've got some soapy water down inside there. Let's go ahead and squeeze this up, create pressure. And I don't see anything coming out of there. That's a good sign. What I do see though is this seal is leaking. I don't know if you can catch that on the video or not, but you can see little bubbles. There it comes. See it? All right, so we got this seal to change. The drive shaft is fine. We'll replace that seal anyway to make sure that that's all in good shape. So we got those two top seals, but we still got to be able to get that prop off. If I can't get that prop off, none of this matters. So this is what I've come up with. We're going to support the prop hopefully on two sides so that two blades are in contact with the wooden boxes. And I'm going to take my hammer and drive down there. Here goes. Oh my God. What am I doing? When you're attempting to beat on a shaft, you're supposed to put the nut back on so that it's even with the top so that you don't damage the threads. I got some work to do. It's not working. I'll try some more spray, I guess, and let it sit. And cross your fingers. Hopefully we have more to add to this video later. So I gave it the weekend and the prop still doesn't want to come off. I've beat on it with the hammer on the prop shaft. I'm holding the prop in place. It won't move. The next thing I can do is add heat, but it's kind of a catch-22. Once I throw heat at it, it has to come apart because if that shaft gets hot enough to damage that seal anymore, it's going to render the gear case unusable. But I got to make a phone call first to talk to the customer. Well, here I am. It's not where I want to be, but it's where I'm at. I called and I talked to the customer about the prop issue and he asked me to stop. I don't like it when they come here and I can't fix them, but sometimes it happens. It's not the ending I wanted to give you guys, and it's not like the Clinton one where I just suddenly turn on some charm and get it to work. I just can't get that prop off without damaging more of the gear case, more of the prop shaft, or more. Right? And the customer just doesn't want to pay that. I know that if I do continue, it'll be a prop that has to be replaced, and possibly, even if I did get the prop off, who's to say that carrier is going to come out of there next? This could have really snowballed into a lot of money for the guy, and I think he made the right decision. Even though, again, I like to see the stuff fixed, sometimes you just can't. Anyway, sorry for the ending, but thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.